Hi, I'm Ellie Martin,
And I'm Courtney Brown.
and we are a local living team. We are doing Thirsty Thursdays, and Courtney's going to bring us our first drink on our very first episode today.
What we thought we'd do is we bring you a new fun cocktail every week just to for funsies, right?
Yeah, instead of dry January, we're doing damp January, and we're celebrating the interest rates coming down for our buyers.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the spring a lot because now that the interest rates are below 7% and coming back down closer to 6%, things will be more affordable for our buyers, and we feel like the spring market will bring us a lot more inventory, and we're very excited about it.
So what are we making today, Courtney?
So we're gonna make a stinger, which happens to be my husband's favorite drink.
A stinger? I've never had a stinger.
You've never had a stinger?
Well, not in a glass.
Well, they were invented in 1914, or at least that's the first recorded knowledge of them. They were a drink made famous by the Vanderbilts, and Reginald Vanderbilt, to be exact, was very linked to high society. It's kind of a digestif. It's a after dinner drink.
And we can pretend we're in a 1920s mystery novel.
Exactly. That would be so fancy.
Lovely.
So it was also featured in the movie High Society with Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby, which is kind of cool. And then James Bond in the book Diamonds Are Forever, he had a stinger.
So he doesn't just drink martinis.
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So today, the wonderful thing about a stinger is that it is very simple, it's very easy to make, and we will start with the ingredients. So use 2 parts brandy to 1 part white crème de menthe.
And they could also use cognac as well for this,
Yes,
right?
traditionally it is made with cognac. Cognac is a special kind of brandy. I didn't happen to have any on hand, and I happen to really like this brandy. It's a 10th Mountain brandy. It's from a small distillery in Vail, Colorado. The only trick to this recipe is going to be finding your white crème de menthe. Because these drinks fell out of favor in the 70s, distillers stopped making as much of this. So make sure you look around and maybe call your ABC store before you find it. I also have heard you can make your own white crème de menthe.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have to try that one time.
So the green crème de menthe is prevalent for drinks like grasshoppers and things like that. But the white crème de menthe is traditional. And I think that's like a little sweeter, but you can still make it with the green, but it's preferable to do the white or the clear crème de menthe.
This is more authentic.
This is more legit.
Okay.
1914.
Great. Let's do it.
All right, so get our glasses out. You're gonna have to mix next time, but
You mix this time.
I'll mix this time.
Perfect.
You mix next time.
Perfect.
So we're gonna take our little ice bucket, and we you can, traditionally it's made shaken over ice. You can stir it, but
We're shaking today.
we're shaking today. We're keeping with some Polaroid pictures, and we're gonna shake it.
Perfect. Just like outside.
That's right. And James Bond. James Bond would be proud.
That's really all that
That's
matters.
right.
Making
That's
James Bond.
James
proud.
Bond. Right.
Which James Bond is your favorite?
Ooh, that's
tough
a
question.
fantastic question. Ooh. So I was a huge, as a young girl, I used to watch Remington Steele a lot, and so I was a huge Pierce Brosnan fan. I really thought he was a good looker.
He was good
and I thought he should have been Bond for a really long time, but then they ran out of Ian Fleming novels, and they had ghostwriters, and I don't feel like he got the best script. But I did like Roger Moore, but Sean Connery's my favorite.
I was going to say Sean Connery.
He's
sort of the classic.
He is
distinguished.
so legit.
Yeah.
All right, so I have my ice in my shaker,
Perfect.
and when we did the dry run through the first time, I only made enough for 1, so I'm gonna remedy that.
We're going to double the recipe because we're both drinking today.
That's right. So these are our 2 parts brandy or cognac, and then we'll go with our crème de menthe, which if you call ahead, they can also put it in store for you. I know that our ABC store, they were like, well, it's in Woodbridge. We're here in Northern Virginia, and they were like, well, there's some in Woodbridge, but then
We're not going to Woodbridge.
We're not going to
Not for
Woodbridge.
crème de menthe.
That's right. But then they had it miraculously. I think it's because I asked about it, and then they stocked it. So
You manifested the crème de menthe.
manifested some crème de menthe.
Perfect.
My husband was very excited. He loves these. It's a very odd thing for a 40-something-year-old man to like, because he would be like 80 to be legit with this drink, right? Like this is.
He's distinguished enough. He could pull off James Bond.
He can pull off some James Bond.
Definitely.
All right, so imagine this.
Beautiful. Look at that color. I like it.
And even though it's a cold drink like over ice, it is so like warming.
All right, let's try it.
All right, cheers.
Mmm. That's really good.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Yeah, you would think with all the mint, it would be like cutting or something, but it's not too sweet.
No, it's well balanced.
Yeah, and the brandy doesn't come across as very strong, so it doesn't feel like, sometimes if you have like a bourbon and water, it's pretty strong, but the mint cuts it just right, and so it makes it very smooth.
Yeah, and being that the brandy is from Vail, it makes you want to go to a ski resort.
Exactly.
Sit in a hot tub and
drink
it on a mountain.
Cheers. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.